This is Hidden Killers Week in Review.
A look back at the most prolific stories of the week.
This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski.
Featuring author, psychologist and daily contributor, Siobhan Scott.
The verdict is in. Jennifer Crumbley has been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in her son's school shooting. Ethan Crumbley killing 4 of the students at his high school back in November of 2021. This is something that is going to have long-lasting effects, I would say likely into the future, possibly even reaching into the past. Here to discuss, Siobhan Scott, psychotherapist and author. Siobhan, what was your reaction to this verdict coming down of guilty on all 4 counts?
You know, this is, again, my bias because I'm so invested in prevention and dedicate so much of my life and work to what can we do to intervene and how can we work with families. I was relieved because I so much want there to be a sense of responsibility among gun owners, no matter where you stand on the Second Amendment. These are lethal weapons, folks, and to leave them in any kind of situation where a minor child can access them, we've got to take this seriously. And I think this will have an effect on people. I did a bit of research, and it's not the first case where this has happened. There was a case, in fact, in Michigan in 2000, where an uncle left a firearm in a shoebox. The 6-year-old in the home accessed it, took it to school, killed another child, and the uncle was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and spent 2 years in jail. So this was before, we had social media the way we have now. So I don't think that got a lot of publicity, but I just hope that if this, as I say, if this saves one person from a school shooting, it's worth it to have some way to wake people up. We've talked about what if it's, parents, and I thought that same thing. What if the kid takes a car out and kills people? Are the parents going to be responsible? And we need to think these things through because it's really complicated. But my thought with that one was if the parents bought a 15-year-old a car, handed him the keys, handed him a bottle of liquor, and then said, just don't get caught. Okay, that's egregious. And I think with the Crumbley case, we were looking at something that was so egregious. It's just striking. So I had some relief.
I think it's a good analogy because I've been hearing the car one for a little while now of, what if but there's more to it because give them liquor, don't get caught, which was a very big element of this, of don't get caught looking at the bullets at school. It's egregious, completely all around. It's going to be interesting because, like you said, there has been other cases like this, not necessarily in the timeline of social media where this has been blown up and everyone is aware of it the way that we are today. But it has happened before. There has been legislation on this, and it really, that was 2000. That was 24 years ago. We're in 2024. And so a quarter of a century ago, and it didn't really change a whole hell of a lot. Is this going to change a whole hell of a lot because of the way that we're more in tune with things? Let me ask you that, but I also want to ask on the point of, obviously the people who are already responsible are already responsible. Is this going to reach the ones who are not?
I think there'll be a segment that it does reach because if you say the name Crumbley now, I think virtually everybody associates it with this case because of the media coverage, which is a good thing. And so I think there are probably people who are a bit, lackadaisical and they just don't pay a lot of attention. I think it will make a difference for many, just as we do have data on safe storage laws. And in the states that have enacted safe storage laws, the rates of gun accidents with children have gone down. So, it's just like driving drunk. I mean, there are people who are always going to do it, and there are multiple offenders. They lose their license, they keep doing it. And does anything ever get through to those people other than locking them away? But there are lots of people who don't want that expensive DUI. And so because we have have criminalized drunk driving, and we take it very seriously now. I think this is similar. I think it will make a difference.
I mean, and we obviously have those laws, and unless your home is being like raided, or there's police in your home for some reason, no one's really going to be looking and seeing how you're storing your weapons unless they have some reason to go into your home.
Right.
But at the same point, I do hope, and there's a lot of positivity out of this, or thoughts of positivity of things that are going to hopefully be better. I'm not trying to be the pessimist on this here, but okay, great. Maybe it'll reach a few more people, but it just doesn't seem to me like this is really the thing that's going to make a huge change, or if we're going to go down that path, and hopefully changes are made. There's so many things that need to go along with it. Because again, I go back to if you're already a responsible parent, or if you're kind of on the line of being a responsible parent, maybe that will reach you, or it already has reached you, and this is already not an issue in your home. But those that are not probably don't even know the case happened, probably don't understand any of it, don't have any understanding of mental health, or understand, where a child who is troubled may easily go into a path like that. That seems more education on mental health than anything else, than let's tell you to lock this up, because why would I lock it up? My kid's fine. It's not going to tell me what to do, that sort of a thing. So that's the weird part about all of this. Is this going to make the impact that we want, or what needs to be in place, I guess, to make more of an impact on this with those folks that really do need to hear it and actually enact it in their homes?
Yeah, it's so complicated, and we've got this huge country with, 340 million people with different belief systems and all sorts of cultural factors, and never enough resources.
Yeah.
And so many people raising kids that shouldn't be raising kids, and the foster home system is overwhelmed, and CPS doesn't do a good job. And it's it feels, I think, for those of us working in human services, bailing the ocean with a teaspoon. We keep plugging away and trying to make change, and trying to get laws passed, and trying to get more resources. And I don't see any big solutions for any of it. It's just going to be little bits at a time and incremental change.
It's something. And that's more than we had before it happened. It is something. So like you said, if it does make a difference in just a few homes, it maybe on a mass scale, those few homes in each community will make a difference. And, we'll probably thankfully, we won't know if it worked or not, because there won't be those events.
Exactly.
But obviously, no news is good news when it comes to school shootings.
Yes. Fingers crossed that we make a difference. Even in one, it's worth it.
Sick of the ads?
We are too.
Start listening with no commercials now and get access to all of our episodes in advance of everyone else.
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
True Crime Today Premium Plus.
Sign up now.